Alright, so I have given you a table, and I'm saying, alright, is this increasing or decreasing on this interval specifically? So from 1 to 5, which is, in this case, this whole table, is my function increasing or decreasing? It's what? Decreasing. Yep, it's decreasing. Because are my x values getting bigger? Yep, but what's happening to my y values? They're getting smaller. So as x is getting bigger, y is getting smaller. It's important to look at your x values, because if I were to flip that table and put the 5 and then the 4, then 3, 2, 1, you would think that it's increasing, right? You would just look at the y's and be like, oh, the y's are getting bigger. Well, I had it backwards. If I would have done that. I didn't do that, but yep. All right, so number 2, from 2 to 9, it is what? Increasing, yes. As x increases, you can abbreviate, y is increasing. That is a good justification. And it seems so obvious, like, why are we saying that? But yeah, sometimes it is. All right. And number 3 is from 12 to 31, which is this entire thing. Increasing or decreasing? Increasing, yeah. Negative 8 is smaller than negative 7.7.
Oh, it's negative.
Yep. It's increasing. As x increases, y increases. Gotta get used to like putting a reasoning on things. That says interval 1 to 5, but I bet I just didn't change it. I bet that is supposed to be, and it doesn't really matter, but let's change that to 5 to 12. I bet that's what it was supposed to be. What's it doing?
Decreasing.
Yeah. Decreasing, because as x increases, y decreases. So as I move to the right, my graph goes down. Any questions on that? Visually, though, I mean, you should be able to recognize pretty visually, like, oh, what's happening.
Shayla Couch, report to the office immediately. Shayla Couch.
All right, we're getting into some word problems. Got to think through some things. Easton walks from his house to the bank and then to the grocery store before returning home. The graph shows his distance from home in miles and then however many minutes after leaving his home. So let's think about this graph. Why would we have a constant? Why would we have a flat spot in the graph? That's when he's staying at a certain location. So what location was he at first? The bank, right? If you're in the bank, you're the same distance. You might stay in the bank for 10 minutes. You're the same distance from your house in those same minutes. Okay. So that's going to be okay. And then this other constant area, where's that at?
Grocery.
Grocery. store, the grocery store. So is the bank or is the grocery store closer to his house? The bank is, right. That's only 1.5 miles from his house, whereas the grocery store is 2.5 miles from his house. So the first question is, how long does the trip take him in total? 70, yeah, that looks about 75 minutes. How many minutes is Easton at the grocery store? 15. Yep. 15 minutes. And I would probably say, because it says, how do you know? So you got to put something. So because,
40 minutes.
yeah. He was at that location from 40 to 55 minutes. All right, on which time interval or intervals is this function decreasing? What'd you say?
55 to 75.
55 to 75. Good. And so what's happening at that interval? What's going on?
He's walking home.
He's going home. He's getting closer to home. Now the last question says, at what time or times is he exactly 1 mile from his house?
About 60.
So 1 mile would be, here's 1 mile. So it's actually twice, right? Coming and going, he's 1 mile from home. So a little bigger than 10. I'm thinking like 13 or 14. 12, yeah. 13 minutes and 68 minutes. As long as you're close. Alright, then the last one, I've given you some criteria and you're going to draw this function. And I want you to go ahead and try to draw one on your paper, and then I will also do one. Okay, so you want it decreasing on the interval -5 to 0, increasing from 0 to 2, constant from 2 to infinity, and I'm also telling you that there is a minimum at x equals 2. So you're going to sketch a possible graph. Alright, this is the graph that I came up with. That one is decreasing from -5 to 0. Oh, I should have put a point there. 0, and then it increases, and then it stays constant.